Well, the countdown has almost come to a close. The 2017 season begins for UC Women's Soccer here on Friday at Gettler Stadium against Buffalo. Joined now by head coach Neil Stafford in a very productive preseason for your team. 2 preseason victories. We've seen some of your practices, some of your conditioning, but this team seems to be raring and ready to go here for Friday night.
Yeah, I think we've come in with a really strong mentality this season. I think the way we've approached our fitness, the way we've approached preparing ourselves to arrive for preseason, that really set us off on the right foot, and I think it maybe put us ahead of maybe where we've been in the past. But 2 good outings, some really good intense sessions, and some really, really hot weather. So yeah, I think in some ways the kids are getting prepared.
Certainly a lot of preparedness coming into this season. You know, we mentioned those preseason victories, a total of 7-1 in advantage for the Bearcats in those 2 wins here against Northern Illinois. And on the road against Indiana, very obviously exhibition games take kind of a different style, but a good place to be in, and certainly a lot of positives from your team heading into the season, some momentum being built up.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always nice when you hit in the back of the net, and I think that's something that we've struggled to do in the past. So to see us putting the ball in the back of the net, that's great for us. Defensively, I think we need a little bit of work. I think we're still trying to figure out some roles. But I think, as far as chemistry goes, as far as the attitude goes, those building blocks that are important that you really need to get before you start really focusing on the X's and O's and stuff like that, I feel like that's going into place smoothly at this time. And right now, this week has been really focusing on the tactics, the X's and O's, and getting ourselves prepared, and players really, really understanding their job and understanding what it means to do their job.
Let's take a look a little bit closer now at your team. You have a lot of returning players on this team, some very important seniors making up this senior class. You talk about Vanessa Gilles anchoring that defense along with Taylor Pavlica. You've got J.C. Brown healthy after that amazing recovery she had last year to rejoin the team in the middle of the season. But this senior class, obviously, a very important building block to this team's success.
I think so. I think as far as leadership goes from seniors, I think they're doing something that really hasn't been done in the past. And I think it comes from sort of how they've evolved over the last 4 seasons, or 3 seasons, I should say. And so I feel like they're sort of nurturing our underclassmen very, very well. They're educating our underclassmen very, very well. And at times they're giving our underclassmen a stern word. And so I think when you sort of have that approach and that balance, I think they're winning the respect of the underclassmen very, very well. So we're really pleased with the leadership of our team, and we've always felt that would be a significant ingredient to us being successful this season.
There's no question that that leadership, that mentality is something that you and this program really put an emphasis on, and it has certainly shown dividends. It's not something that shows up on a stat sheet, but it's something that really can propel a program forward. Taking a look also at this team, several newcomers have impressed here in the preseason. Obviously, a lot of people excited about Jill Viteri coming over as a transfer here in her junior year. We've seen freshmen like Sophie Gorman and others score some goals here in the preseason as well, but a lot of talented newcomers on this team as well.
Yeah, I think, we're always talking about adding ingredients to the recipe, and, they've come in. But I think what's been different is, like, whether it's Jill or the newcomers, they've all come in fit, and that makes a huge difference to, like, what we're trying to do. And it sort of propels us so that we're not behind the 8 ball because we're so worried about kids getting fit, or if they're unfit, then we're setting them up for injuries. So the ability that we've hit the ground running with some talented newcomers, it's huge. It's huge, and that additional flavor, or that new flavor that we've got, hopefully that really gives us a great recipe for this season.
Well, it certainly has appeared to provide some spark here in the preseason, and some good vibes all around. Taking a look at the big picture finally as we wrap this up kind of at the season. Obviously, every game is going to be different in how you approach it, but looking at the big picture, in your mind, what are some of the keys to this team in achieving its success and achieving its goals this season?
Goalkeeping. That's got to be a big one. I think we feel great about where we're at goalkeeping-wise. I think mentality is a huge, huge thing. I think sort of dealing with adversity in regards to how we handle the pressure at times is going to be huge. And I think we need to be a more patient, composed, mature program this season. And I think with the work rate we constantly have, being organized, the selflessness of players, if we can really hone in on those things, then I think we set ourselves up to be successful. And I don't equate just wins with success. I equate, like, if we have some adversity, that's success for us, because it's just only going to make us better. And so I just hope we embrace the grind, the journey, and hopefully a historic season here.
Well, certainly a lot of excitement heading into the opening weekend of the season here. This team appears to be ready. Coach, appreciate your time. We'll talk to you a little bit later on this week to preview those two matches against Buffalo and Boston coming up.
Great to be back with you, Matt. Really looking forward to it.
All right, looking forward to the 2017 season. He's head coach Neil Stafford. I'm Matt Noonan. This is Bearcats TV.